combining functions. So I want to know how to add two different functions together, subtract, multiply, divide. So how do we go about doing that? Let's say I have a function f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 8, and I have another function g of x which is equal to x minus 2. And let's say I want to combine these functions. I want to add them, subtract them, multiply them. How do we go about doing that with functions? Well, it turns out it's very similar to regular numbers. If we want to add them, f plus g of x this would be the notation for adding functions, adding f of x and adding g of x. And this is just equal to the function value of x plus the function value of g. So basically I take this and I add it to this. And for subtraction, it's the same thing except we're subtracting them. Multiplications, f times g of x is equal to f of x times g of x. And division, f divided by g of x is equal to f of x over g of x. So now that we know that combining functions works very much like regular numbers, let's go ahead and combine these two functions. Let's add them, subtract them, multiply them, and divide them. So let's scroll down. I'll rewrite the functions. F of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 8, and g of x was x minus 2. So let's start with addition. So we have f plus g of x. This would be equal to x squared minus 6x plus 8 plus our g of x, which is x minus 2. And now all we have to do is just add all these terms together. So we have an x squared, we have minus 6x, and we have plus x over here. So we get minus 5x, we have an 8, and we have a minus 2, which gives us plus 6. And this is our final answer for f plus g of x. Let's move on to subtraction, f minus g of x. And this is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 8 minus our g of x, x minus 2. We do the same thing. We have an x squared. We have a minus 6x minus an x. It's minus 7x. We have positive 8 minus minus 2, which is plus 10. There's our answer for that. Next we'll do multiplication. We have f times g of x. This is going to be equal to our f of x times our g of x. So now for this we just have to FOIL this out and then add our terms together. So this is going to be equal to x squared times x, which is x cubed, x squared times minus 2, minus 2 squared, minus 6x times x, minus 6x squared, minus 6x times minus 2, positive 12x, 8 times x plus 8x, 8 times minus 2 minus 16. We just add all of our terms together and we get x cubed minus 8x squared plus 20x minus 16. And lastly, we have our division. So we have f divided by g of x, which is going to be equal to x squared minus 6x plus 8 divided by x minus 2. So the first thing to do would be to factor this. So we need two numbers that multiply to be 8 that add to be minus 6. Minus 2 times minus 4. So we have x minus 4 times x minus 2 over x minus 2. And now here we have to be very careful, because we can cancel out these terms here. We have an x minus 2 and an x minus 2. X minus 4 times x minus 2, we divide out these x minus 2's, and we're left with x minus 4. However, we have, and we would be left, so say we divided these out, actually. So let's say we divided these out. We'd be left with x minus 4. But this would be an incorrect answer, because over here we have a value that will give us an undefined answer. And this is x is equal to 2. See here, if we look at this function, we could say, oh, x can be 2, and it will be a real answer. If we put in x is equal to 2 here, we would get 2 minus 4, which is minus 2. But you see, if we put it in this original equation, we're going to get a 0 in the denominator, which makes it undefined. So it's okay to cancel these out. However, we have to make a note that x cannot equal 2. So our final answer is going to be, so we cancel these out, but we have to make a note that x cannot be equal to 2. So our final answer is x minus 4, x cannot equal 2. So we have to make this note. Because when we're here, this 2 will give us a non-real answer. So that's the only thing that really needs to be kept an eye on, because this 2 will not be in our domain, 2 will not work in this function. So this answer is wrong unless it has x cannot equal 2.